Fabians, good morning, Nigerians. Thanks for having me once again this beautiful Monday morning.
Great. So just last week, the DS commissioned the 1,000 kVA solar power grid, which would service the Bende ring-fenced area. And imminent is reconnecting Bende to the national grid. Is it a sense of fulfillment that has overwhelmed your principal, given these achievements, and how big is it?
I think let's rephrase. We're talking about commitment. The representative of Ben, the Federal Constituency, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the Deputy Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, has shown dedication and commitment, to duty. Let me also say that, like I've always said on radio here, that Ben there is very lucky to have seen a man who is out to work for them. And not because I work for him, but I have seen him sleep thinking Bende, waking up thinking Bende. Whatever he does is about his constituents. And that is why he will spare nothing to make sure that the people live comfortably, in Bende here. Right now, of course, he's in Bende. He spent about 6 and go assessments of the people. So the project you mentioned was one of the projects he commissioned during Christmas, early this new year. 1,000 kVA solar powered project he did, and that tells you a story of someone who is very, very, like I say, committed, and someone who has been there at heart. There has not been light in Ben in the last 23 years. There's not been light. They have not been connected to the national grid. But this representative, the deputy speaker, said there could be some other alternatives. And one of the alternatives is to provide solar power. Of course, is the in thing now, even though national grid, public power source is still very much important. But this one gives alternative, to where there is no light at all. So he decided to light up Bende, connecting the people. But then that was last week. Today, something huge is coming. I'm sure you are getting snippets of it already since yesterday. We are going to commission. The deputy speaker is going to commission or reconnect or commission the reconnection of Bende to the national grid, coming from Ozitem, part of Ozitem, and then Ozitem and Bende grid, coming after 23 years. Perhaps most people do not know. In fact, somebody just told me a while ago that do you know, I never knew that Bende was not connected to the national grid since 23 years ago, since 2003. So you can imagine that these days they must be connected, and so they must be, lit, so that people, it will boost productivity, it will boost, small businesses will grow, and people can power, their fridges and some other household, items and equipment. That is huge. That is unprecedented. It has never happened before. So that tells you the commitment of a leader, of a representative who has not gone to Abuja to, frolic, to stay idle. When it comes to representation, this is a man that has given Bende, a dossier of feet. When it comes to lawmaking, of course, someone who has done about 127 bills to his credit, to his name, and some other bills too. Some SEDC, of course, very landmark bill, and some other ones too. And then you come overside. This is a man you see busy all the time, working, going well and there, making sure that Bende feels him, that Bende has a place in a national question, in a national, a project. Nigeria and Indibo. This is a man who has made all that very possible. So today, at 4 p.m., by the grace of God, he is still going to go around to commission that again to reconnect Bende. I tell you, Bende people have never had it so good since, the beginning, the return of democracy in 1999. Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the Deputy Speaker, my boss, I'm happy to say this, has actually made Bende proud. He has made Ndibo proud. Prior to now, there was nothing like that. And then you ask, is he really the first person to have represented Bende since the return of democracy? No. There have been people before him since 1999. He only debuted at the national legislative scene, in 2019. And this is just a few days, about 19 days into the new year. So look at him achieving all of this for these people. And again, talk about Bende, that is a very important local government in Abia State. You will also ask yourself, have we not had successive governments, previous governments in Abia State? Since the return of democracy in Nigeria too, we have had governments, come and go. But then since 2003, you can imagine that we have not had this. But then this is a man who said to himself that no matter what, we must do the best we can to light up Bende again, to make Bende part of Nigeria the way it should be, and the people to have a feel what is going down today. So the other one you saw, and it's very important that I say this now. It was very challenging, for him to get a portion of land to build the 1,000 kVA project. Mr. Wisdom, you can't imagine that there was no land anywhere, but he decided to still use a piece of land, his own piece of land, to do that. So the project you see along the road is his personal, land. He built that project on his personal land, and he's not relenting. And this is what he has continued to do. So more will come for the people of Bende. That I can assure you.
Let me appreciate you leaving us one way or go for bringing us a feel of the sense of the Deputy Speaker giving this project which is upon us. Thank you for speaking to us on the program this morning.
Thank you so very much. It's my pleasure all the time.
Great. We are done with the first phase of Ben Kalu's mandate. Up next is the second phase.
The traditional rulers.
Introducing ABN Radio and Television, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and Television app now on Google Play and enjoy. Live streaming of news, sports, music, and entertainment programs. On-demand access to your favorite shows and podcasts. Breaking news updates and notifications. Exclusive videos and interviews. Personalized experience with customizable settings. Get started in 3 easy steps. Open Google Play Store on your device. Search for ABN Radio/TV. Click install and start enjoying your new favorite app. Join the ABN Radio/Television community today and stay connected to what matters most. Using ABN Radio Vision, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and views from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio.
This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel, ABN TV. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like from headlines to highlights. We are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel, ABN TV. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel, ABN TV.
And television app now on Google Play and enjoy. Live streaming of news, sports, music, and entertainment programs. On-demand access to your favorite shows and podcasts. Breaking news updates and notifications. Exclusive videos and interviews. Personalized experience with customizable settings. Get started in 3 easy steps. Open Google Play Store on your device. Search for ABN Radio/TV. Click install and start enjoying your new favorite app. Join the ABN Radio/television community today and stay connected to what matters most.
Experience the smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way.
On the flow of God's and state, it is still Ben Kalu's Mandate. And like I told you, I have here in the studio, just before we equally speak to Honorable Ifanye Madu Buiko, Ozuitem community leader. Let's begin with Chief Alvan Egono here in the studio. Good morning once again, Alvan.
Thank you very much, Wisdom Thomas.
I'd rather start with you. Tell us more about the Light Up Bende Phase 2, especially the rehabilitation of the Ozuakole Ozuitem Bende electricity.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wisdom. Let me make this clarification. Bende, a federal constituency, or Bende local government area, has a ward or a community called Bende. So when you hear about Bende, it's not limited to that particular ward, which is the hometown of the deputy speaker. So the Light Up Bende is for the entire Bende federal constituency. So the rehabilitation of the Uzuakoli Ozitem Bende line, which span over 13 kilometers, is one of the, part of the Light Up Bende. But before I talk about that, let me start from Bende, because that is my own town, my own community, and I've lived there all through my life. We've suffered. Electricity has remained a nightmare to us, because when you hear people talk about 23 years in darkness, that is real. It's not a fallacy or trying to blow something out of proportion. Honestly, my community have struggled. Even the deputy speaker himself have never, relented in supporting us get electricity, because he understands the importance of electricity. Just like you said at the beginning of this program, power is very, very important. Businesses will not grow. Imagine a young man that open up a barbering shop. He spends almost all the ends in buying fuel. Ben will buy at 1,000 a liter. So what would that person get? Or somebody that open up a small shop to charge phone or repair, just these little businesses, and they depend solely on a burning generator. Imagine how their life, they will not be encouraged to continue. So that is why getting electricity back in Bende was very important to the deputy speaker. Like I said, we've tried so many areas. We've tried the area of Ameke Abham to Aruchuku. That one failed. So we tried this Bende Ozita Mozuakole line. It did not work because that line was not connected to the national grid then. So because of there's no supply of electricity in those systems or line, vandals step in and destroy almost everything there. Though that line was marked dead. Imagine when EEDC people in their town will tell you that this line is dead, it's not healthy, which means nothing can work again. So that was what thrown to us in total darkness before the deputy speaker started looking for option, and that is what led to this Light Up Bende project of his office. Because since it appears EEDC has failed, We've tried that Kabam area, it did not work. We've tried this other area, it did not work. So let's look for alternative, because we must provide light for our people. So he tried this building solar mini grid, 100 kVA solar mini grid. It worked because many people are still using that project, as source of electricity, and it helped these people doing businesses. So since that one worked, he decided to, upgrade it to 1000 kVA, which will give some communities and villages in Bend. And this project is going to cover all the 13 wards of Bend, the federal constituency, though he started in Bend. They say charity begins at home. So other communities, but even when we are still looking for other alternative, connecting Bend to the national grid remains very, very important, because the solar system is taking over, but the national grid still remain important and vital. So we now went in, we wrote to EEDs informing them that since they cannot do this thing, and the community cannot afford the kind of money that is involved. Imagine, because I know that they have spent over 200 million. If we in Bend, we are asked to contribute such amount of money, how can we provide that? Even people of Ozitem, I think what is happening in Bend the town is equally happening in Ozitem, because their own, this Ozuakole Ozitem line covers their own area. So we've restored light in Ozitem. And part of Ozuakole now will enjoy steady electricity supply, because the system has been upgraded and connected to the national grid. So other wards and communities will come in gradually. So Bend the people, in fact, today, you just need to visit Bend and see the mood. People are happy, the lights is back to Bend, and businesses will start to pick up. So that project, like I said, was a huge project, something that covers over 13 kilometers, more than 200 concrete posts were planted, over 4 drums of cables were used, because the vandals removed everything. When I say everything, they at a point when they started pulling down the electric poles, these scrap dealers or whatever, trying to take the metal. So the system, was so bad that he had to spend a huge amount of money. So we are happy, of course, the jingles you are playing, the people of Bende, they're expressing their gratitude to their lustrous son, who have restored hope and chased away darkness and Bende. So
I'll come back to you so that we can continue, but we need to now reach out to Honorable Ifeanyi Madibuike, if I'm not mistaken, the Oswitem community leader, so he can talk to us and let's feel his pulse in relation to this development. And remember, we are live on Facebook, facebook.com/Flow949FM. Go there and share your thoughts. You can as well leverage our phone numbers when it is apt, in order to equally share your thoughts with us on Ben Carlos Mandate. We have Honorable Madubiko joining us on the line now. Good morning to you, sir, and welcome to Ben Carlos Mandate.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
How are you, Wizzy?
I'm okay. Great. So tell us how you feel, and by extension, the people of Ozuitem, in relation to the rehabilitation of the Ozuakole Ozuitem electricity line. How does that make you feel as a people?
Wizzy, saying that we are ecstatic is an understatement. People are happy here. We've never had it this good. We've had previous representatives, and they failed us, giving us this human face representation. Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu has not only given us road in the whole of Ozitem, he renovated 2 roads in different locations, and those are critical roads that our people are using to sell our wares in our neighboring communities. The one that has caused more joyous moments since few days now is the feeling that our life that we haven't seen for years now will be restored today. Wheezy, we are ecstatic. We are happy. Everybody is happy. The mood here in Ozitem is something you need to come down and see by yourself.
I want us to put this into proper context. Can you paint a picture of how life has been without power in Ozuitem? How difficult has it been for the people of Bende to navigate life's challenges and confrontation without power and knowledge that no matter what you do, there is none coming?
My dear brother, before this time, since 2022, if we want to charge our phones, what our people usually do is to pay 1,000 naira to our neighboring community called Uzakole to go and charge phone, just to charge phone. That's tell you how bad and difficult it is. They will pay 1,000 to go, then pay 1,000 coming back. Because you know how it is with rural people. Most of them do not have generator. So it has been hellish here. It's been hellish. We have so suffered. And what happened was that we thought we had relief in 2023 campaign when the governor came here and told us that this life will be restored. Nothing was done until Benjamin Kalu came to our rescue. So that is it, my brother.
So
it's been hellish.
Let's look at the brighter side of life now. Honorable Madubuiko, how is this going to affect your life as a people now? I'm talking about that restoration of power towards Zuitem via the Light Up Bender project of the Deputy Speaker. How can this affect your life going forward?
My dear brother, with this restoration of life now, the businesses here, the ancillary businesses here, would have life added to them. Our people are agrarian people. Many of them, they will go to their farms and come back and would want to have their phones charged or even drink cold things. Yes, we have businesses here, but people do not have power to push on with whatever on this business. Because you see, electricity is the lifeline of any business. So when it is not there, my brother, the business may not survive. And that is what has been transpiring since the past 3 years now. Our people have not found it easy here. So that has been the issue.
Okay. Let me appreciate you for talking to us on Ben Kalu's Mandate. Thank you for speaking to us.
Can I add something with you, please?
Well, go ahead.
Yesterday, our elders, they gathered, they prayed for Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. And right here, our people are gathered to also pray more. Women are celebrating here. Wizzy, you need to come down to this time and see what is happening here. I am telling you. So I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Well, that's one of the community leaders from Ozuitem speaking to us in the occasion of the restoration of electricity there in Ozuitem. So I'm coming back to Chief Alvan here in the studio. I mean, some persons describe the reconnection of Bender to the national grid as historic. Others are asking what's the fuss about it. But from your perspective, how do you look at it? How difficult was it to get this project up and running and, of course, to the point where it is at commissioning?
Yeah, those people that said it's historic, they are very, very correct. Like I said, of course, you heard from somebody from Ozita. I know how the feeling is because that is my area. We do pass from Bende to Ozitem to get to Zakole. That line was totally, damaged. They have stayed in darkness for so many years, Like I said, when they attempted to repair it themselves. You know the amount of money EEDC gave them. So it was so huge that they couldn't do that up until the deputy speaker, stepped in. So, like he said, they are happy. The people are happy because light will come back in their community after so many years. So I think it's quite historic.
Now, one would now assume that all those businesses that were struggling because of the scarcity or non-availability of power will now get boosted by the presence of power, which of
Definitely.
course from you said steady power supply.
Definitely. And again, this alternative source, which is part of the light up project, because the deputy speaker has signed in building this 1,000 kVA solar farm. So of course, when he says something, he keeps to it. So it's going to be a kind of backup, So you will not only depend on the national grid. You have other alternative. You may even decide because in Bend the town now we have alternative 3. So anyone you want to be on the 100 kV, you want to be on the 1,000, or you want to be on the national grid. So you have alternative to choose. Of course, like I said, people that left the village because of there was no electricity will begin to come back. You can easily, move from Bend to Umaya to go to work than punishing yourself trying to rent house. So life will return back in those rural communities because those areas are rural communities, but people live there. Businesses thrive there. So bringing life to the people, and that is what the deputy speaker loved doing, seeing people. Of course, at the time he will get to see them, and you can see the moment of joy when that they will put on that light after so many years in darkness. So he wants to see the people, feel, the dividends of democracy. I think that is why they elected him to represent him, and he's doing that so well.
Just before we look at other projects which is ongoing in Bende, and then have you tell us the status of some of those projects. You talked about vandalism,
Yes.
which is endemic in this part of Nigeria, and not just in Abia State or even in the Southeast. I think it's almost everywhere. The culture of destroying government properties, which you would think affects the individuals destroying it itself. Are there modalities put in place to ensure that the new equipment and machines brought in to engender steady power supply will be protected from these assailants who have made themselves, tools in the hand of the devil?
Yes,
Put it that way.
Even the deputy speaker during the commissioning of that 1,000 kVA solar farm, he emphasized that the community should take responsibility of guiding those projects, because those things are for them, are for the people to use. I think through the local vigilante or home neighborhood watch or whatever means. So it's important, and today we're equally going to emphasize that more. That people, it's not good when such projects are provided, or facility or amenity they are provided, and people will just fold their hands and see people damage them. And when people are destroying them, there won't be information, because people live within that communities. People walk along that. So it's we of course having suffered for so long, and because of their neglect in the past. So I think all hands now.
You would think they've learned from that
a
wilderness
bitter
experience.
and hard way too. So I don't think people will go back and sleep, go back to sleep, and people will go and destroy such facilities, because, like we used to say in Igbo, "Eji akpata tufu abụọ." Imagine such amount of money he pumped in again. We are spent on human development or giving scholarship or grants to people, than putting it back to project something you have already done in the past. It is not good, but that has been done. So going forward, think the traditional rulers that are involved now, the community leaders that are involved. So jointly, of course, the deputy speaker will continue to support to ensure that those projects are safeguarded. And one of the way he's going to do, he has proposed that they are going to install a solar electric street light. It's another huge project from Bende to Zakole. so that during the night time when these vandals used to move, there will be light along the road. So I think it will help to check the activities of the vandals too, and provide light for the people to go about even late in the night.
Okay, now let's look at some of our other projects that are ongoing in Benda as we speak. Like Livinus pointed out, the Deputy Speaker is out and about commissioning projects. What are those projects that are currently ongoing? Kindly tell us their status as we speak.
Yeah, the projects of the deputy speaker, they are too numerous. Last time, I think the second quarter of last year, the deputy speaker commissioned a whole lot of projects. Of course, I think last week Monday he engaged with the leaders and stakeholders across the 13 wards of the federal constituency, where they look at some of the projects that have been provided for them, as well as ask for more, because it was a kind of interactive session. I remember sometime last year we started the review of projects across the federal constituency, where different people came in from different wards to talk about projects in their area. So, like I said, a whole lot of projects. Of course, more are ready for commissioning. So, any moment from now, Wisdom, we are going to roll out a number of projects that are ready for commissioning. But we want to make this emphasis. All the projects started by the deputy speaker are all running. None has been abandoned. So that workers are not on site in any location does not mean that that one has been abandoned, because some people, maybe out of mischievousness or trying to sell falsehood, will just go and snap a project and tag it abandoned project. That is not correct, and that is not right. So all the projects are running. Even a 50-bed hospital at Amupu Igbere, that one is the project is still ongoing. It has not been abandoned. The multipurpose civic center at Ohoma Libere, that one is still going to. It hasn't been abandoned. If you come to Bend the World, we have a whole lot of projects. A general hospital, all the ICT centers, they are scattered all over the federal constituency. All of them are still running. So all the projects of the deputy speaker, they are moving in progress. Like I said, we are going to roll out those that are ready for commissioning. So any moment from now, you will see us talking about projects that are ready for commissioning, because a whole lot, ranging from a school project, a whole number of schools has been built. More we are renovated, cottage hospitals, roads, because I know the road, these Ozitem, Elugumba, Uzuakoli Road, because the community leader you interviewed, he did inform you that the deputy speaker did not only restore the electricity in their community, that he built two important roads, because going to Uzuakoli from even Bende was so difficult that you have to take through Isebo Zitem. But now you can pass through that Elugumba and get to Uzuakoli. So that one is almost done. The drainages have been completed. So any moment from now, like I said, projects will be rolled out for commissioning. So people should understand that those projects are still ongoing. None has been abandoned. So there's no point coming to the internet to spread falsehood that a particular project has been abandoned. After all, he's doing it for the people, despite his primary role as a legislator. So I think when the people are happy to have somebody like the deputy speaker, because almost all the projects that are running in Bende is all his projects. So if anyone that is doing, I don't think the state government will come to do it again, or the local government will come to do it again. If he provides a borehole or water project, this electricity, this thing ordinarily should have come from either the local government or the state government. And when we went to EEDC to inform them about the rehabilitation of this land, they thanked the deputy speaker. In fact, what the general manager or the managing director said, that the deputy speaker has taken away a huge burden, because they themselves, they understand the kind of the amount that are involved. So somebody have been able to do it. This person you interviewed from Ositem, he said that even the governor promised them that he's going to do that, restore the electricity, but they've waited for years now. It didn't happen. So the deputy speaker has to step in. So other walls, because now that we have electricity from Uzuakolo to Ositem to Bend, so other adjoining walls like Itumbuzo, because from Ositem now, it will be very easy for us to pass through Ositem to Ibere, boost their own electricity supply, then from Ibere to Item. So it's a kind of chain that is going to connect the entire Bend, the federal council, because the aim of this light up Bend project is to provide electricity for the people to boost their business and the standard of living.
Just for clarity, and that will come before we open the phone lines and have you join the conversation. In case you want to share your thoughts on Ben Kalu's mandate this morning, you can call us via 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. You can send us a text via WhatsApp or voice note on 0906 501 8289, or go live on Facebook, facebook.com/Flow949FM, and look up that live feed. Drop your comment in it. For the sake of clarity, Chief Alvan, the reconnection of Bende to the national grid, does it affect every community in Bende? Is it an all comprehensive project? Everybody is reconnected, or is it specifically for Bende community that you mentioned? I want clarity in that aspect.
It's going to come in phases.
Okay.
This, what we are doing today, is phase 2. So another phase, the entire community, the entire federal constituency have an issue of electricity. Though yes, they have the installations, transformer, cables, but there's no light there. And that is why these vandals take the advantage to destroy them. Almost all the transformers that were rehabilitated, what we call armored cables, they were destroyed, removed. So what you have there is just empty transformer that has nothing. So it's going to come in phases. Now we are done with this phase 2. We are going to move over to phase 3. More communities will come in. So the people, they are not stopping, because
how many communities are captured in phase 1 and 2?
Bende, Ositem, and Uzuakolo.
So 3
have been covered. So next phase will come in, and these people that are doing the work, they are not going to stop. The aim is that all the communities will be connected, all houses. But when you see electricity in your house, that is when we will know that we are now satisfied. So the work is ongoing, it will continue. So it's that the commission electricity in Bende today or commission in Ositem does not mean that all the houses has been connected. More transformers will be, repair, more lines. You need to visit those areas and see the level of damage, So it's taking a whole lot of resources. And since government cannot do it, or they are not ready to do it now, he's stepping in, because those people are his people. He is representing them. And that is why it's not easy putting hand inside their pocket, pulling out such amount of money to put in a project, and after that we'll hand it over to EEDC. That's the thing. So it's not that he's doing it, the money the people are going to pay still go back to EEDC, and that is why they are appreciative of what the deputy speaker has done, because ordinarily it is their responsibility to do those things. And when they fail to do, the government can do, because if they continue to wait for this thing to happen, it may not happen.
Okay.
So they cannot wait till
Thank you, Alvan. I appreciate your sincerity, and that clarity was essential. Now to the phone lines. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Wizi.
Thank you. Name and location, please.
Good morning, Chifala.
Thank you very much. Please, I
want to, anything help them and then man up there one. for Right Honorable Ben Kalu to remember the people of Uzakole, Zitem and Bende, under his federal constraint, a good way to go. By bringing light. So he has, the other time I saw schools being renovated, I saw a lot of things, even the ones that are even routes, attracted and completed at Item, either Item, somewhere in Item, then the local government. It's a good way to go. I'm still encouraging him. But I want to bring to you, Chief Harvard, an allegation level against your principal. You just radio station that his age, they has not been paying them. I don't know how true that one is. If you want me to mention the name of the person that said that, I will see that he said it on air.
Probably both of you can have that chat later. Thank you.
Okay.
I
want to
for
encourage him to make sure that Party Development Commission, I know it's now less for Mr. President to put it in work. And so I still believe that those people are going to create jobs for the Southeast here. Okay. And moreover, more development will come from there.
Thank you, Hussein Manode, so that we can give other people the opportunity to share their thoughts on the program. Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Yes, you can try and call back on Facebook. Eze Chikodi is saying leadership is all about practical approach to our challenging issues. Benjamin Okezekale is very practical in his leadership style. Restoring power to a community after 25 years of darkness is, to say the least, commendable.